Good afternoon, I'm Ed Pozzuoli, CEO of Tripp Scott, and today we're joined by the former Fort Lauderdale mayor and all-around great guy, Jack Seiler. Jack, welcome.
Ed, great to be with you.
Now, Jack, I wanted to focus a little bit today on your role with the Orange Bowl. Talk about what's your current role and how's that coming?
Well, right now I'm first vice chair of the Orange Bowl committee. I got in line to head up or lead the Orange Bowl committee when I left office here in Fort Lauderdale, and it's a kind of a 3-year commitment. It's first vice chair, then vice chair, and then you become chair. So I'll be chairing the Orange Bowl committee in 2 years. Next year I'll be chairing the national championship game that the Orange Bowl committee is hosting here in South Florida. I'll be chairing the Broward County side of that, and then this year I'm kind of just trying to prepare for that role that I've got to play next year and the following year.
Great. The Orange Bowl, I mean, everybody knows the game. About the football game, but it's far more than that.
Oh yeah, no, obviously our football game's legendary. We've been over 85 years of putting this game on, and the economic impact of this game is $270 million. It's an amazing economic impact. Next year, hosting the national championship game and having our regular Orange Bowl, you'll have an economic impact north of $500 million between those two games being held over the holidays here in South Florida. And then the following year, we'll have the national semifinal, which again, under the new arrangements with the college football playoff, have an even greater impact than the regular Orange Bowl. So we're bringing a huge economic impact to South Florida for and from college football. But in addition, we put on about 30 other events a year, everything from sailing regattas. We have the world's largest sailing regatta. We have the most prominent junior tennis tournament in the world. We have lacrosse events. We have soccer events. And the most recent thing we've been doing is this legacy gift program. And we have now built 5 football fields, turf football fields in South Florida communities. We've gone into underprivileged areas, underserved areas, and we've built football fields. Orange Bowl's already given more than close to $8 million to complete those 5 fields. One right here, not far from where we're sitting today, in Carter Park. It's now called Orange Bowl Field at Carter Park. Orange Bowl committee put up $1.5 million. The city of Fort Lauderdale matched it with $1.5 million and redid that whole complex. And it is amazing the impact it has in these neighborhoods that, truthfully had been left behind. And,
right.
And so we've done Moore Park in downtown Miami. We've done the park down in Homestead. We did Miami Gardens. We did the one here in Fort Lauderdale, and we just finished one in Glades.
Wow.
Up out in western portions of Palm Beach County in the Glades, and just an amazing impact and really making a difference for the youth in our community.
So it's a true South Florida impact.
Absolutely. We our focus has always been regional. Our committee membership is made up of mostly the 3 counties, the Tri-County region, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach. Now we have members though that some as far up as Tallahassee, Jacksonville, some from the Keys. The majority of the members are still Miami-Dade, but we have 70 to 75 members here in Fort Lauderdale.
So what kind of preparations does the Orange Bowl committee do in preparation for the game as well as the lead into the end of the year?
Well, it's an all-year preparation, as
Yeah.
you can imagine. You just don't put on a game like this. We partner at the Orange Bowl, the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference is our partner in putting on that game. They're a contract partner. But we also work with ESPN, who has the television rights. We work with Hard Rock Stadium, who is our host venue. We work closely with the Miami Dolphins and their great leadership in terms of making sure that everything works scheduling-wise with the Dolphin schedule and the Orange Bowl schedule. Then, of course, we work with our partner conferences, which is the Big Ten, the Southeastern Conference, the SEC, and then Notre Dame. And so, as you and I were just chatting about, I was up visiting with our partners last week in terms of the Big Ten and Notre Dame. We've got meetings next week and the following week with our SEC and ACC partners. So it is a year-long commitment. We have a full-time staff, and look, we're going to bring 70,000 college football fans to South Florida, have that huge economic impact, huge tourism impact. But we have a reputation for doing it, the best in the business. We know how to host, we know how to welcome them, we know how to entertain them while they're here, and it's not just the teams, it's the fans, it's the alumni, it's
And it's a television exposure too. I mean, nationally and internationally for South Florida.
Oh, massive television exposure. I mean, it is not as big as yours on Fox, but I will tell you, it is a great television exposure. When we start looking at the households fact, our game last year, we had, as you remember, we had Oklahoma, Alabama in prime time from South Florida. Fantastic ratings. In fact, other bowls looked at our ratings that night and were stunned at how well we performed. And so then you showcase South Florida, not just Oklahoma, not just Alabama, but you showcase it to the country and to the world. At one point during that game, nearly half the televisions in the state of Alabama were tuned to that game.
I'm not surprised.
And I don't think Oklahoma was too far behind.
I'm not surprised. No, I'm not surprised.
They're diehard football fans, but they're also they're strong supporters of their program. They're strong boosters, so they'll travel to come see them play. They'll watch them on TV, and that's all good for the Orange Bowl and even better for the community.
And it's important that this actually is a regional event, and you being on the committee from Broward is important to our county.
Yeah, it is. Well, so when I came on the committee back in '94, it was rare to have a Broward member, and it was one of the issues I brought to the committee, saying we have to diversify regionally. And so from '94 until now, we're now, like I said, probably 70 members out of Broward County. Secondly, I became the first member of the board of directors outside of Miami-Dade County. Since then, we've now had, over the years, dozens of members from Broward County on the board of directors. And then third thing, getting a chance to serve as the chair will be another first. And but again, we're looking at all this regionally. We see that that game's being played right on the border. Hard Rock Stadium's, Broward, Miami-Dade. We know the impact is across all the county lines. Huge impact on the hotels here on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Absolutely.
Our host hotel for a lot of the events has been the Diplomat. Obviously a great hotel, but in Broward County. And so, and then the media is always here in Broward. For some reason, the media has loved the convenience of Broward County. I think loved the ability to get to and from the stadium. And so we usually do all the press conferences from Broward. So when they're announcing, here we are at the Orange Bowl interviewing Coach so-and-so, that's Broward County. That's a Fort Lauderdale reference nationally.
Well, Jack, I must thank you for your service. I know the Orange Bowl Committee is but one of the things that you do for our community. So thank you on behalf of Broward and, frankly, South Florida. Thank you.
And thank you, and thanks for promoting the Orange Bowl Committee.
No.
We feel really good about what we're doing, and at the end of the day, the community wins and our kids win.
Absolutely.
So,
Thanks.
Thanks, Ed.
Right.